Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody, this is Victoria Baylor coming to you on behalf of Distinctly You Image and Color Consulting. I am an image consultant and transformation coach working specifically with business professional and entrepreneurial women to help them optimize their image to obtain success in their personal careers. So, by image, I'm referring to behavior, appearance, communication skills, and even your digital footprint. Just to clarify. So, I'm here today to bring to you another Monday Cup of Confidence. I'm excited. It's Monday. The possibilities are endless for this week. So, we're going to anticipate great things are going to happen. Be confident stepping out into this week. And I am just providing you some inspirational information to help facilitate that. So today's topic is pretty simple. We're going to talk a little bit about how little changes can add up. And I find that when it comes to women, and especially in general, I can speak from experience. I've had the pleasure of being a woman for a few decades now. When it comes to the idea of change, we are a little bit weirded out sometimes about it, and we oftentimes can avoid it. But what I want to encourage you from today's inspirational post is that change is one of the best things that can happen to all of us. And that don't feel like you have to jump into the ocean. You can start with the pool size, but small changes can just add up. So let's jump into that topic. So, are you ready for a change? Again, change scares us primarily because our minds go to extremities. Or go to extremes. So, if you think about it, if I told you today you'd move out your house and move into this little dilapidated shack in the middle of the woods, of course, everybody would go into complete panic and meltdown mode because that's how our mind sees like general changes. If I even ask someone, consider changing your hairstyle you've had for 15 years, or how about switching, maybe the style of clothes you wear or the way in which you communicate. Sometimes we interpret that kind of change on the same level of moving into a shack when it is not. So sometimes we have to reframe the way we see change and not always see change or moving away from what we normally do as a negative thing, but it can definitely be a huge positive thing for us, kind of on this level. So if I asked you also to just pack up your stuff and move into this place tomorrow, Bora Bora, one of these cute little also shacks on top of on top of the ocean in that region, then your reaction might be a little bit different. So of course we can judge things by what we feel like will be the greatest benefit to us. But what we don't realize, and this is the trick, is that oftentimes we can't predict how something will impact us, how certain changes will. And usually we will default on the side of, okay, I don't want to change, something negative is going to happen. But why are we always so negative? Okay, going back to the example of changing your hair, if you do change your hair, does it mean that, the results are going to be negative? You're not going to like it because you're used to what you're so accustomed to. Everything just shifts to negativity versus, oh, let me do this. Let me change my hair because it'll probably change the way I see myself. It'll refresh my look and all those kind of positive thoughts. So that's just an example. Here's just an example. It just represents kind of the bigger idea of how we as women interpret change. So I want to get us to get away from the mentality of thinking of all change equals a shack and it's going to be a horrible burden in my life and I'm going to hate it, and kind of shift toward, okay, change can be refreshing. Change can be just like this scene in Bora Bora. It can like really, can you imagine how you feel just living here, even if it was just for like a day, just how refreshed you'll feel just being in the environment. I want us also to adopt the idea of shifting toward change can be a good positive thing. And more so, change in small increments is really, really helpful for us. So anytime you make a change, it's always, or it can be in the right direction. If it's a change meant for good intention and to better yourself, and you've been advised on it, and you trust your gut that it's going to work out. And I'm talking mainly in the arena of image, which is the things you can control about yourself, the way in which you show up, your appearance, your behavior, communication skills, and even the way you show up online with your digital footprint. If you make positive changes in these areas, great things will happen. And the way I see it and the way I explain to my clients as well is that you will grow. that is the greatest thing can happen. Because if you are a seed and you never water yourself with change, new ideas, new insights, new paths, new directions, you will stay a hard little seed under soil with no water. And we all know the lima bean experiment from school. If it's in the paper towel and there's no water added, the lima bean never grows, right? But if you put it in the paper towel and you add the water and you put it near sunlight, give it everything it needs, it will grow. Same as for you, and change is something that you need. So just to use an example, going back to, feeling empowered, say for instance, we'll just call this lady in this picture Jane. Jane has a big task today to go and speak before, a group of fellow workers, or I'm sorry, let's just say her board for her company. And Jane has not been feeling confident lately. So Jane decides, I need to make a change. I'm not where I need to be. I know that this can potentially hinder me. I have a big task to do. And then, it's up to Jane to figure out what is it that I need to do. So simple moves in the right direction. Okay, well, maybe I might need some coaching in the area of confidence. That'll kind of help boost me up. Or if Jane has experienced weight gain recently and she's feeling really negative about the way she looks in her clothes, and she knows the way she's going to feel is going to reflect to everybody's looking at her and make her self-conscious and make her nervous. Well, she might opt to, okay, well, maybe I need to make a change in direction of not beating myself up that I can't wear the clothes I have in my closet. I'm going to shift toward either getting new items or getting an outfit for this meeting, anything that's going to help boost my self-esteem, my confidence, so I can move forward. You can see just from that simple example, Jane she's accepted the situation. She realized where she's at. She's taken a positive action to help alleviate and relieve the situation so that she can get a positive result, which is meet in front of her board, represent herself, stand for herself, be very much present, and limit those issues of confidence that she was struggling with. So that's kind of a step in the right direction when it comes to change. And how big of a step you make is totally up to you. I always encourage, for some women who are very resistant, make small steps first. And for those of you who are really ready to jump into the ocean of change, especially when it comes to things like image makeovers, communication coaching, things like that, some people realize that their success is really going to be dependent upon overhauling everything. Well, then that's available too. So that's really, really good for us. And it's our responsibility actually to recognize those areas where we need to make those changes. Okay. So what does that mean going forward? Change, again, is often the best thing for us. And you would be surprised how the smallest change can be very impactful. And most of it is on a psychological level. Going back to Jane in the board meeting, it's clothes. But why would changing or switching to something that makes you feel more confident help you perform? Because that's the connection that we have when we have hindrances and mental roadblocks or things that we're struggling with. If we're struggling with our self-esteem or our confidence, to do something even as little as changing what you're wearing or opting to wear something that really makes you feel more confident helps you to overcome psychological barriers and issues. So it's so important that we be open to change, because when we open ourselves to change, we actually open our minds up to even receiving on a greater level and opening up a floodgate of more confidence for us. So change is super important, especially when it comes to women. And it gives us, again, opportunities to really just kind of grow and expand in other areas. Whereas before the change, you might have been a little bit more reserved. You might not have felt. I've had clients where I've done communication coaching with, and they didn't feel comfortable doing, videos or Facebook Lives, but upon doing their communication coaching, they felt really positive and confident in that area. And it allowed them to propel and move forward, to try new things, to get in front of the TV and the camera. So you see how it's so important to make those changes, even if it's a one step in the right direction. It's really great to do that. And it really helps us grow. So my question for you is, what positive change can you make this week that will really enhance your life, enhance your view of yourself, enhance the view others have of you, especially those in charge of helping you grow and progress in your business and personal lives? What can you do? What areas of your life could you use the most positive change? Once you identify that area, you could just start with one. Don't overwhelm yourself. If you do need help, coaching is always great. I am ever present for that. I love to help women actually jump over hurdles a lot quicker than trying to figure it out, piece by piece. But for starters this week, it's just good to get the wheels of your mind turning. What areas do you feel like you definitely want to kind of enhance and do better? Figure that out and then make a list. And again, get professional help if you need it. And if you don't, make a list and think of those specific steps you can take to actually help you in those areas. Maybe you don't feel as confident again with what you wear, or maybe your behavior or how you're speaking. If it's something you're wearing, step one, go into your closet, look at what you have in your closet, see what actually makes you feel good, what doesn't. Try to identify your style and find that specific one outfit maybe that makes you feel really positive about yourself. And then maybe just your step is just to find another outfit similar to it that will just help multiply that feeling. And that could be a positive step in the right direction. Anyhow, this is Victoria Baylor, and I'm excited I got to spend some time with you this morning with our Confident Cup of Confidence Monday. I'm praying that you have a really, really confident week. Take everything that you've learned, any new ideas, discoveries, inspiration, epiphanies, even this small little presentation. Take it with you throughout this week and allow your cup of confidence to remain full. I will talk to you on next week. Have a good week. Bye.